Okay, so this one is a special one. Did your parents whoop your butt a lot when you were in sin?
Yes. They're still whooping my butt.
Should I give an honest answer?
Not physically, but spiritually sometimes absolutely. And it actually hurt more spiritually and verbally than it did any physical, because you can heal from your physical body, but sometimes things that have been said to you stick with you. So, and it could be a good thing. It doesn't have to be bad, but it's just the fact that you needed that at the moment, and that's what stings when you sometimes are like, man, they were right. That's the part that hurts a lot more sometimes because you don't want to admit that, just out of self pride.
This is tricky because
She did.
You're an adult.
I was thinking back when I was younger, I do think, again, not because my parents were absent, but they said they just like trusted me a lot. So I did get away with a lot because they weren't aware. But you know, when they needed to like, what language was that? When they needed to like, you know, bring the hammer down, they would. But yeah, I'll never forget one time my mom told me, like out of everyone, like basically in like our family, she's like, you're like the hardest. You're the hardest because you won't like budge. So I remember that actually did really. I think it shocked me, but it did also like hurt me. Like, oh geez, like, but yeah. So I feel like they didn't. I think they knew that I was in sin, but they didn't know exactly how. They might have had their hunches, but it never like fully came out. So Sister Ruth took care of a lot of that.
She's still beating her.
She's still beating me to this day.
Hallelujah.
So when I was a teenager in sin, she would be the one to whoop me. So yeah.
Okay. Yvonne said no comment. Okay. As adults, what do you appreciate most about your parents being pastors? This might be a little bit different for me because I'm a mom as well. I'm not a pastor, but now I kind of see the resemble of both. You know, trying to lead your house, your kids, and also yourself, and that's kind of the relation that I saw them as pastors, where they were leading, you know, the church, so they were leading a lot more people, but they were also trying to lead us. So that's just the comparison that I have. And I think that it helps because there are some things that I struggle with as a parent that maybe to them they might have done in a different way when I was growing up, that they now can say, you know what, the way I approached this may have been wrong. Do it this way better, or give another suggestion. But that's just me personally because I am a mom too. It helps, like, well, how can I get my kids to want to go to church, or you know, how can it, because it's like the pastoral and the kids merge together in a way where I'm like now asking more advice as opposed to not wanting to hear anything at all. I don't even know if I answered that question. I don't even know what I'm saying.
No, it sounded good.
Did that? What was the question? As adults, what do you appreciate most about your parents being pastors? Oh, okay. So then, yeah, I appreciate that they're able to still counsel me and guide me when I need it and when I ask, rather than they force it on me, because now I'm an adult and I can per se do what I want. But when I want to get good advice, I know I can always ask them. So that's one thing I appreciate, is that their advice, whether I take it or not, it's always good and it comes from a good place. It's not they're just trying to, you know, rule over me as parents. I think now as an adult, they might see it more as, you know, because I'm married and I have kids, more of, you know, how can I as an adult pastor also guide another adult, you know, person of the flock, kind of. That was a lot. I'm sorry.
No, it's very insightful. I think I admire, like most, I think there is a lot that I admire. But the first thing that popped up in my head was the fact that they really do juggle it all. They really do. Like, they you know, a lot of people like, or a lot of pastors, like especially ones maybe like more that have like the mega churches, like that is their main job, right? But for our parents, they also have their job, like the job that they get paid for, right? And then they have the like role of the pastor, and then you know they have their kids, and you know they have other family members or other obligations, and then they do have their own, you know what I mean? They have their own problems that they're trying to carry, but they also carry everyone else's along with them. Like they're praying for so many people and interceding for so many people. And on top of that, they're preparing like sermons and different things like that, or Bible studies and events. So it's a lot to juggle, and I really do admire it because I know it's not easy. So for them to do it, and for how long, you know, whether it's a year or years that they've been doing it, I think it's, yeah, I admire it.
You literally answered what I was gonna say. So I'm just gonna say agree. You say ditto.
Same.
Ditto, same. Okay. This question is for Yvonne.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'll go up to the mic. This question came in and it said, ¿Por qué está fea Judy?
Oh my. Who said it?
We know. Answer.
We know.
Wait. Here goes the question. ¿Por qué está fea Judy?
You gotta
Lord.
say it.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it. I'm just.
You gotta say it.
Porque sí. Okay, now the question's for Judy.
Oh my gosh.
You already know who sent in this question. ¿Por qué está fea Yvonne? Porque chi. Yeah. Okay, so the context is my brother has always kind of done this with them, and they were little, and he asked her, why is she ugly? And she said, because it's porque sí. And so he always brings it up. Always. All right. We had to throw that one in the mix.
Yeah.
He sent me that today, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for the question. What are the pros and cons of being a PK? I kind of feel like you guys answered.
I feel like we've been answering that almost in every question.
Okay. What was it like for you to grow up with your parents being pastors? I kind of feel like you.
We've answered that as well.
Answered
It
that.
merged in a lot of it, huh?
So I'm just going to run through them.
Okay.
How old were you when you had your first encounter with the Lord?
I feel bad because I know people are like, I remember the day, the hour, and this and that. I don't. But I will say, I feel like I have more recently almost like established my walk. Like I feel like other times I have been with Jesus, but I feel like the foundation wasn't fully like concrete solid. Up until I will say maybe 2 years ago. And I mean, yeah, I've been in church and I've loved God and all that, but I feel like consistently where I'm like, no, I'm not ever gonna go back. I would say 2 years now, where I've actually been like, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do? Like now, I feel like I'm actually like seeking more committed, more. How can I help? What does God want from me? You know, like wherever you lead me, I will go and I will say yes. So I feel like it's been more, maybe the past 2 years on that one.
So how old are you?
I'm 30 years old.
So 28.
27, 28.
Okay. Alyssa, your first encounter.
Okay. You know, those people who remember the
Exactly, it was her. Yeah.
I remember, I was about, I would say like 4 or 5. And I remember that my grandma, Lucille, would always get migraines really, really bad. And I remember that we were in her bedroom and she was sitting on the chair right in front of the sliding door. I remember it so clearly, and only the lamps were on because she couldn't have the light on because her migraine was so bad. And it was me and my cousin Gabriel sitting at like the ottoman where her feet were propped up. And it was my mom, my Auntie Tammy, and Sister Linda Caraveo. and they said, okay, like we're gonna pray for your grandma. So they prayed for her, and then they kind of thought like, oh, like little kids, like let's let them pray for their grandma. And it was me and Gabriel, and all of a sudden we put our hands on her, and all of a sudden the power of God just hit us, and we started speaking in tongues. Like no one even prayed for. We just started speaking in tongues so strong, and the tears were just coming, and we could not stop. We were crying and speaking in tongues so loud, and we just were like praying for my grandma. And then afterwards, like when we opened our eyes, like it went on for a few minutes, like everybody was crying, and my grandma, like her eyes, and she was like, praise the Lord, I'm healed. And she, like, her migraine was gone, and everyone was like just crying. The power of God was so strong, and they were in shock. Like we were in shock because we didn't even know like what that was or the concept or anything, like just the innocence of a child. And I remember their faces, like they all had tears, and everyone was just like in shock. And I always remember that time, just something so like not in a church, just a simple prayer of healing, like the childlike faith, and the power of God just came down. Yeah.
It was at the retreat. I don't know how old I was. I think it was the first year that I went. Do you remember what year that was? I don't remember.
You were like
but
13, 14 maybe.
yeah, so that was when I had my real encounter with God. But no, not but that's it.
Okay. What is your favorite book in the Bible?
Hold on. By the way,
Oh.
I just want to say I think
What?
I answered it wrong and right at the same time. I want to say I've seen God move in people's life. I mean,
But your own personal encounter. That's what.
well, that's the thing. I feel like I answered it right and wrong at the same time because I've had that personal encounter where I felt God, I felt the Spirit in my teenage years. It hasn't been, I've felt Him before, but I've never been fully like established and like I'm gonna serve the Lord. But He's, I felt Him. I mean, I spoke in tongues before, even when I wasn't even fully committed, which is really sad to say. But like I said, fully committed maybe 2 years. So I don't know if that. I feel like I somehow answered it wrong. I don't know. No? Okay.
That was good. Okay. What is your favorite book in the Bible?
Samuel, the book of Samuel.
First or second? Just kidding.
First.
Okay.
First, because it's a very powerful story. You just got to read it to know what it's about. Mm-hmm. I'll leave that up to you guys. But that's one of my favorite ones.
And there's so many books of the Bible that like I love, but I think I have to go as right now Acts, because there's just something about when the power of the Holy Ghost comes onto the scene, like, and that it just, like where it went, just not only for the Jews, but for the Gentiles, and just basically the revival started happening, right? And it's like story after story after story. And then like when Paul comes into play, just Acts is very, very powerful.
Okay. What is your favorite song?
Oh, I'm a seasonal song
I
lover.
am too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say depends on what season of my life.
It depends on what season of life I am. It depends it depends how I want to feel. Because if I want to feel like I could scream at the top of my lungs, I'll do rock music all the way. But if I feel like I really want to get into that worship, then I'll do like really slow Spanish songs. If I want to feel contemporary, then I'll listen to the English songs. So it just depends on what.
So right now, currently, what is your favorite song?
What is the one I sent you?
Yo soy amado? No.
No, I don't have my phone with me, but I will give this one to you guys because it's one of my newer favorite ones. It's actually two. I'll give you two of them, and they're both in Spanish. I don't even know now.
Yo soy la ofrenda was the other one that you sent me.
Yo soy la ofrenda, and who sings that one?
That one is, I don't know. I have to open it.
Open it.
Open it.
Now.
Right now.
Respect me, I'm your mother.
Okay, Yo soy la ofrenda.
Whoa, sorry. Is by, I don't know. Monte Santo.
By Monte Santo. And that song is basically us being the offering to God without wanting anything in return. And I just preached on this if you want to go and watch it, about the weeping sinful woman who broke the alabaster box. And that song specifically talks about how you want to go and just be at the feet of Jesus without expecting anything in return, that he is more than your pain, he is more than your suffering. It's a really, really beautiful song. On the words, because those two right now are my go-to, just because I'm in that season of my life personally. So those are just the two that are on repeat continuously.
Él está allí is the other one that you said, Karen Santana.